Hello and welcome back to episode 29 of this J-League journey. We've been in really poor form but yet still find ourselves in second place, and today we are going up against third and fourth place. The transfer window has opened and will be shutting in this episode. We've got some new signings to show you as well as some big departures. So let's not waste any more time and let's just get straight into it. So as I said in the introduction, we have been on a poor run of form, and it's kind of coincided with the end of last episode where we did have that very disappointing loss to Shaboya City in the Cup. We spent the whole of May without winning, which was incredibly frustrating. I'm not going to go and play all of the highlights from the games because there's just no need. We don't have the time really, because I want to get on with some of the other stuff that we have to talk about. But we did manage to pick back up in June with a couple of wins, and we've just drawn against Sagamihara. We had to play a load of friendlies because there was only 3 games in 2 months. So we've managed to get those out of the way and let some of the new signings have a little run out. So if you remember a few episodes ago, Anderson Posh wanted to leave, and he has finally left for a lot less money than I actually wanted to sell him for, but he only has a few months left on his contract and I had to get rid of him because I didn't want to make no money whatsoever. We have got a sell-on clause, but we've only managed to sell him for 400k, going up to 525. Not ideal, but we have got a replacement in for him. I was already prepared for it, and we'll go on to that in a few moments. But let's have a look at some of the other transfers that have happened. So the majority of the players that have gone have either gone on loan or are players that haven't really played this season. So Watanabe is one of those players, hasn't really played in a while, so just thought I'd get rid of him. Miura, again, he was the player of the season about 4 years ago. He was brilliant at left back, but we have too many good left backs now that I just didn't want to play him anymore, and he just wasn't really good enough, so he's gone. Kenobata's gone out on loan. William Totori, who I've kind of spoken about a little bit, but not really, looks incredible goalkeeper. I only have a few foreign slots, so obviously he can't play, so I thought it was better just to put him out on loan so he can get some more experience. He's only 19 years old, so he is currently out on loan in Japan? Yes, he is on loan in Japan, which means he'll be able to contribute more towards his application to be a Japanese national. Ganiev is another player who we've spoken about a few times over the course of the last few episodes. He is a brilliant player, but he's had his head turned a little bit by teams in our league, actually, putting in bids, and the value for him just isn't right, to be honest. So we have these people coming in with bids with 3.5k, teams that have a higher reputation than us, and it's turned his head. So what I've done is just send him out on loan to a team back in his home nation, Lokomotiv Toshkent, which obviously isn't a great idea considering I'm trying to make him a Japanese national as well, so he's not a foreign player anymore, but I'm just hoping that will get him back on side, and if not, it will raise his value and I'll just have to sell him. Ishimura, who you might remember from a couple of seasons ago, he hasn't really played over the last few seasons, but he's still showing as having a really good potential, so I thought it was best to get him out on loan, as well as Shinji Nakageto, who I will go into in a few short moments. Tanabe has gone. Midfield option just doesn't really play, and when he does play, he's not actually that good, so he's gone. And Fury, who you'll probably be questioning why I've got rid of him. 500k for a player that we got for free with a sell-on. Again, he hasn't really performed this season. He has been sent back on loan, but I don't think he's going to really play. So I will probably just leave him in the reserves to rot. So you're probably wondering why I sent Nakageto out on loan, and it's because he didn't turn up on match day. So obviously he got a big old fine, and then he asked to leave because he's not getting the game time that he wants. But quite frankly, he's not actually that good stats-wise. He does perform, admittedly, like when he was playing this season, he did get a couple of assists, but they were in the Cup, and I don't know, he's not as good anymore as he used to be. I've got better wingers, and I've sent him out on loan. Hopefully that will straighten him up. If not, we will just have to sell him at the end of the year. He's got a decent time left on his contract, so it's not like we'd be rushed to do it, but it probably will be a conversation to have further down the line. And then in the way of purchases, as I mentioned, obviously we sold Fury and Tanabe for a combined 600k, and I've managed to bring in 2 centre midfield players to sort of cover that. One of them, Yuki Kai. I think this guy is a bit underrated, actually. When you look at his stats, his core stats for this position, I think it's pretty solid. And he has played 1 game for us so far, and he was alright in that. It was pretty decent. I think, what did he get? Well, it says 6.6, but defensive midfielders never have a good rating. But anyway, picked him up for 99k, and yeah, he's a good option in that position. Shunki Yamada is one of the other options that we now have. He has got very good personality, but he doesn't like big games and isn't very consistent. But he is a good option, and he has really good potential. And so hopefully that will kind of change over time. He is only 22 as well, so we'll give him some time to try and progress. Another player we brought in is Tomoya Mitsudomi. The Mitsudome. He's got very good potential and a very good personality, and yeah, I like the look of him. And to be honest, Asawa's not really been performing at right back recently. And if I compare the two, you've got one person who is clearly more of a winger than he is a wing back, and you've got another player who is a good defender. Hopefully I'll be able to rotate those two out depending on the game. So I mentioned that I had bought in a player to replace Posh and already been thinking about it, and this is it. This is 20-year-old Adnan Al-Ajloni. I think AAA is probably the best name for him. Good personality, he's not very consistent, but he is a solid defender, and he's proved that so far with a 7.2 rating in the 1 game that he has played for us. If I compare him to Posh, we've actually got the end of a better deal here. He is a very good player. He is on very high wages, admittedly, but he is the best player in our team by a long way. So hopefully he'll be able to shore up our defence, because Posh, especially towards the end, was not doing that, and I kind of was glad to get rid of him in the end, make a bit of money on him. Obviously I wish it was a little bit more, but we do have a sell-on clause, so hopefully he does get sold at some point in the future, and we'll be able to benefit from that. So another guy that we brought in is Kawhi to play out on the right-hand side, another option for that right-hand side to sort of compete with Nita. He is very consistent, which is great. I don't like his personality type particularly, and there are some stats here that I want to improve, but I think he's got potential. I'm going to give him a little bit of a chance to try and prove that. Cole Pierce hasn't really been performing this season, so Terricado I've bought in on a free transfer. He's a pretty decent player. I think he'll do all right for us. He hasn't played in an actual game yet. He's only played in non-competitive, so obviously in friendlies, and he did all right in those games. With the sale of Posh, obviously we managed to bought in AAA to play in centre-back, but with Ganiev going out on loan, we've managed to bring in Toda to the squad, so he can actually play in the league, and he did play in the league, and played very well on his debut. He is inconsistent, but in the friendlies we were playing, he scored 13 goals and got 7 assists, so if he can even replicate that over the course of the season, I'll be very happy. So it is a little bit of a new look team. There are a few new players coming in, which is a bit jarring, I can understand. But we've got 2 games to play today, and that is against Tochigi City and Rheinberg. We actually played Rheinberg already this season, beat them 4-0. And that was towards the start of the season when we were playing well. So hopefully we can get a similar result. But they seem to have had a bit of a turnaround over the course of this season. If we have a look at their fixtures, the start of the year they didn't play particularly well, but since then, I mean, they spent the whole of May without losing. So we're going to have a difficult game on our hands today, I think. But firstly, we are playing Tochigi City, who we have actually played before. If you remember the cup final a couple of years ago, to get promoted to this league, Tochigi beat us on penalties. So that was the last time we actually played them in the Ishihara Cup final. But in the season that year, in the Kanto Football League, we actually beat them twice. So hopefully we'll be able to channel some of that today, preferably this 4-0 win. So without further ado, let's head over to the tactics screen and have a look at what team is going to be playing today. And here we are for the team to play against Tochigi City. We've got Kawasaki in goal, we've got some Mitsudume in at right back, AAA in defence alongside Marcus and Nishino at left back. Another new signing in Kai playing at defensive midfield, Fukusawa and Toda playing alongside him. Yuki, Tajima and Tanimoto, who I can't remember if I spoke about in the intro or not. But he is also a new signing. He's only played a couple of times, but he looks phenomenal. I think we kind of have our left wing attacker, which is great. He is quick, he has got flair, he has got a great personality type, he loves big games, and he's consistent. So, fingers crossed, this will be our signing of the season. On the bench, we've got Nagai, Yamada, Matsumoto, Fukushima, Osawa, Yamada, and Harada. A lot of R's. So without further ado, let's get into the first game of today's episode. We have had a little change of tactic. I've included counter press now because the amount of goals that we can see from the edge of the box is unreal, and I don't think that they're properly pressing because they're trying to regroup. So I've changed that to counter pressing, and oh my god, they nearly scored. Oh god, it's just wide. I have changed that to counter pressing, so hopefully that will make a difference to the way that we approach defending. Right, we've managed to clear the ball here to Tajima. We've got a little counter attack going to Tajima. Keep running, keep running, keep running. Play it down the line. Anybody? There we go. Tanimoto's got the ball square across. Somebody show. Fukusawa's got the ball now. Plays it into Kai. Kai over to Matsudome. Get it into the box. Or just give it to Chuggo. Chuggo! Right, Kamada's got it now on the left-hand side. He's running down the wing. Cuts inside to Yasoi. Yasoi back to Araki. But we've intercepted with Toda. Look how quick he is. He's off. Release it. Tajima. Shoot! Oh, sign that in. It's a good sign that some of our new signings are already showing up. I'm going to demand more, even though that's probably a bit risky. Tanimoto with the corner here. Crosses in to the front post. Headed away. He gets it back, however, out to the edge. Fukusawa, Ota Nishino, cut inside, shoots off the bar! Tanimoto, cross it in, Yuki, shoot! Come on, 1-0. This is more like it. Like I said, we had a really poor run of form. Even in the last game, we should have won, really. We had a XG of something like 2.5. So it's good that we've started this game with an early-ish goal. Although we don't have a lot of possession, which isn't great. Hopefully we can turn that around soon. Right, they've got throw in here, out on the left-hand side. Throw it in. Yasoi's now got it, plays it long, but Nishino, he just lets it hit his back, sure, fine. Tanabe, into Matsuda. Mizuno. They're trying to pass it around, but they're not able to get out really at the moment. Matsuda. Tanabe, it's just these three passing to each other, that's it. It's like that bit in The Simpsons when they go and watch the World Cup game. Loose ball here through, and Tajima's picked it up. Shoot, mate! Oh, okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself, just in case, but that is some phenomenal pressing work there. A really loose ball back from Matsuda, was it? And the goalie came for it, but then gave up, and Tajima snuck in and managed to finish that. Toma just didn't get himself sorted. He was in no man's land, as they say. That's what I expect of Tajima as an advanced forward, to pick up on those loose balls. They've got a free kick here. Kato, sign that in. I was going to say that's like the clip in The Simpsons where the Brazilian players are just passing it around to each other, and that's all that happens for 90 minutes. But Tajima interrupted with a goal, and we might get another one here. Yuki shoots, and he does get it. That's 3-0. This is a lot better. A lot better. Marcus played the ball into Fukusawa, and Toda got the ball. He's finally delivering for us. Played the ball through for Yuki, who just buries it into the bottom left corner. The game seems to have come into a little bit of a lull, but now we've come back out into the first highlights since that goal. They've got it on the right-hand side. Tanabe plays it back to Ito, who can't find a pass and manages to get it in behind to Tanabe, crosses it in to the back post, head that away. Great save by Kawasaki. Yuki's now got the ball. We've got a break here into Tajima, who was offside. How are you offside there, man? Just before half-time, they've got the ball on the right-hand side. Matsuda, Mizuno plays it long over the top, and Marcus is going to sweep. Oh, what are you doing there? The keeper had that. Okanishi. Matsuda shoots, and it's wide, probably for a corner. Kai actually has the trait where he does drop back, which I kept trying to teach our defensive midfielders, but they just weren't having it. They just didn't want to do it. So it's great to actually have a guy who will do that. And we come into half-time 3-0 up against one of our promotion rivals. Preferably we don't get complacent in the second half. But all we can do is hope that we, add some more goals, continue playing as we have done, extremely solidly in defence, may I just say. And our forward line just looks unstoppable. Okay, goal kick has gone long into midfield, but Toda managed to win that. That's the thing with Toda. He is a tall boy, so hopefully he can continue winning some headers for us in that midfield. They've got the ball out on the left-hand side. However, Kamada is running down the left wing. Tries to cut back, but he can't. Matsudome does very well, and Toda's now got it. Can you find the right pass into Tajima? Tajima plays the ball through for Tanimoto. He's going to burst through. Can he shoot? He does, and scores into the bottom right-hand corner. It's 4-0. That's the exact start that we wanted in this second half. Toda, was that Toda with the assist there? Let's have a look at this. Oh no, Toda played it into Tajima. Tajima cut back, played the ball through for Tanimoto, who cut inside and buried it into the bottom right corner. I think the goalie could have done a little bit better there, but that is a great way to start this second half. Let's give him some praise. We have got a free kick. Toda takes it to the back post. It's missed, and Tanimoto crosses it in for Marcus to get his 4th goal of the season. And it's 5-0 after 60 minutes, so I think it's probably worth just resting some players. Matsudome, who has played very well, but Asawa needs a little bit of game time because he's not really played that much. Junpei Fukusawa could come off for Nagai, because Nagai also, again, hasn't had a lot of game time recently. Tanimoto deserved his goal, correct, and getting that assist. But what I might do is bring Shunki Yamada on for Kai, because Kai is sort of building up his match energy still. So Yamada can come in for that position. And we'll leave it at that for now. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Kind of wish I'd given Tanimoto more of a praise before this game, because he's got himself 2 assists and a goal today. I'm very happy with the free signing of him. We've been needing that left winger for a while. It will make some difficulty in the summer when I need to get rid of some, but he could get another opportunity here. He doesn't. He gets headed away. But he is an incredible left winger, and hopefully he'll be around for a while. This will probably be the last highlight of the game. Kato's taking this. He probably won't even get a chance to... Oh, no, he does. Kato headed away by AAA. And there we go. 5-0. That is a resounding win. A lot bigger win than I thought we would actually get. And that means we've had a good win going into our second game today against Rheinberg, who have actually just lost against Goalgetter, who are currently in 7th. So, and Kochi have also drawn. Oh, okay. That makes it a little bit interesting. So before the next game, we do actually have the end of the transfer window. If anything does happen, I'll bring you back for that. If not, we'll just go straight into the Rheinberg game. So the transfer deadline has come and gone, and you may notice here, there is one foreign player missing. That is actually because I've ended up selling Jallo. Bid came in, made him unhappy, he wanted to leave. He's not really played for us this year. He's only really played in a cup. And to be honest, I'll get a sell-on clause. I've also get 240k. For a player that's not really playing, I think that's a decent amount. And then you may also notice we've managed to sign another player, which is Sota Matsunaga. We were signing him on a free transfer, but for 13k, it just felt like it made sense just to bring him in now. He's got a good personality. He's got some good all-round stats. He is a backup option, to be honest. He'll probably never really play for us, but he is there for a backup option in case Takeo Fukushima or Tajima get injured. He can slot in, and I think he'd do a decent job, to be honest. He's got a good finish on him. He's got good off the balls, as well as good acceleration and composure. So hopefully that will work in our favour. And before I register the squad, I just want you to look at what happens if you wrong me. He is in on loan after selling him and unregistered, and currently sat in our reserves. Right, and here we are for the Rheinberg game. We've got Kawasaki, Nishino, Marcus, AAA, and Yoshimura playing today. Kai Fukusawa, Toda, Yuki, Tanimoto, and Tajima. Yoshimura is in instead of Masudome, who is injured today. And then on the bench, we've got Sawa, Yamada, Matsumoto, Fukushima, Harada, Wada, and Kawai. So I think this will be a far more difficult game than the previous one was, although I thought the previous one would be a lot more difficult. This team have been on a bit of a sort of upward trajectory since the last time we played them. Obviously, last time we played them, we beat them 3-0. But this time, they are doing quite well and currently sit in third, 3 points behind us, so hopefully we can get the win today and find ourselves closer to first spot. But they have the first opportunity of the game and it's blocked and cleared away, but now they're going to pass it around their defence. Kasano's now on it, plays it over the top, squared ball, Suzuki's shot straight into Kawasaki's arms. We got away with it a bit there. We've got a free kick here. Toda's going to take this, shoots off the crossbar. Toda, can he find the right pass? Fukusawa plays the ball through, lovely ball. Fuyaki shoots, cleared away by the goalie. Cleared away, saved. You know what I mean, same thing. We've got a corner though. Tanimoto's going to take this. He's going to play it short into Toda. Gets it back. Poor ball back to him, but can he bend it in to the back post? He does. Cleared away. Another corner. Another corner. And that is half time. Nothing else happened for that half. You can see it's kind of a bit of a flat game, but they are on top in terms of XG. Might need to make some tactical tweaks, but we'll see how the first sort of 5-10 minutes goes in this second half before we do that. Toda's not having a particularly great game today, it would appear, which isn't ideal. But we do have Matsumoto on the bench, and we do need to take him out and put in somebody who's a bit more creative. I think that's where we're struggling. We're not having much expression today, so I'm going to change that up a little bit. They've got a free kick here. Kasano's going to take this, shoots, and deflected away by the wall. It's doing its job. Right, so they played the ball over the top here, and Ishimaru's running through down the left-hand side, and AAA got across there to block that shot. Do love AAA. He is a great player. We've got a free kick here. Matsumoto to the back post, headed away. AAA's here now. Can he get it in? He does, but it's a pretty poor cross, to be honest. And they've just cleared it long. But Kaya's there to clean up. Plays it in to AAA. Fukusawa. Marcus. Passing it around nicely at the moment. Fukusawa again. Into Matsumoto. Fukushima. Matsumoto. Long shot. Keeper was scrabbling, but managed to get a hand on it. Wondering if there's any other substitutions I can make before the end of the game. I'm going to bring Osawa on for Yoshimura, which might be a bad decision, but I know that he can score a goal, especially from range, so hopefully we can do that. They've cleared it long. It's wasted though, because it's gone straight to Marcus. Fukusawa loses the ball. It was a great tackle from their midfield player there. Ishimaru plays it in, but Matsumoto wins it back, and then Harada's on it, plays it through for Fukushima. Can he shoot? He does. Keeper saves it, tips it around the post. We've got another corner here. This game is probably going to fizzle out into a 0-0 draw, which, to be honest, against a team that we're battling for the promotion spot for, I'm not that bothered by that. It's a clean sheet. Well, for now, they've played the ball through. It's gone out for a goal kick. That will probably be the end of the game, I would assume. Feels like we're building a bit more momentum again after that poor month, and that is full time. I'm not angry at the players at all. Obviously, it'd been great if we had got a goal from the chances we created, but to be honest, I'll take that draw. It keeps us in second place. Kochi, how did they get on today? Where are they? Have they played today? Yeah, they won 4-0, of course. So they are now 5 points clear. We remain in second on 30 points. Mind Pair are in third place now. It's quite close at the top, isn't it? I didn't actually realise. From second place down to sixth, there's 4 points in it. So it's going to get quite close at the top. A bit of good news before we go is that we managed to sign our goalie up to a new contract, which gives us an optional contract extension for 3 years. So we have got him for a while yet, which is great because he has got very good potential, and if we do sort of sit in a couple of leagues for a while, we know he's going to be there. And what it will mean is probably come the summer, Meraki will probably end up moving on, because I don't really like Meraki as a goalie. He hasn't been particularly great. And when you look at 25 appearances, 24 conceded, it's a pretty good return for a goalie. And it also means that some of the clubs that were, throwing in bids will be deterred now by that really long contract. So when will we be back next? That is the real question. I think we're going to go away for a little bit and come back for the Kochi game, because they are obviously in first place. It's a team we're trying to catch up with. I'd like to come back and play against them again. Last time we played them, we actually won 2-0. So hopefully we'll be able to get a similar result. And then after that game, we'll play the game against Roylek, because other than that, there's not a huge amount of games left. But I don't want to, throw in a load of unnecessary episodes. So we'll come back for Kochi and the Roylek game, and then after that, we'll probably come back around the end of the season and see where we're at. But thank you again for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe down below if you have, and I'll see you again next time.